Let's make a ground chicken taco bowl. I know it sounds weird, and I know you're worried that it's going to have like lots of calories, but it doesn't have to because we can make it more like a salad and leave out the taco chips. And if you really, really need that crunch, you could always add just a couple of nacho chips to the top or Fritos to the top, which is fine. But for the most part, this is going to be pretty healthy because we're going to be using black beans, fresh peppers, tomato, ground chicken. We will use some store-bought salsa and some taco seasoning, but I'll put a recipe up at some point how to make your own taco seasoning so you don't have to buy all that with all the salt in it. But and we're going to be bringing in some sweet corn for the crunch because I think that that's really going to help mitigate the desire to want to crunch down on a taco chip. And again, because we're using ground chicken, it's a little lower in fat than the beef. We're going to just cheat and use garden salad, but you could use any kind of lettuce that you have on hand, and this would work just fine. All right, let's start first by washing our vegetables and get our peppers washed up, our tomato washed up, and then we can move on from there. Next thing we're going to do is slice up some onion and pepper and get that cooking into our pan. You'll notice that when I sliced my poblano or pasilla peppers, I certainly left them in big chunks because those are not as hot and spicy as the jalapenos. The jalapenos, you want to make sure that you get the seeds and the skins off of them. So I like to chop just all around them and kind of leave them like this. And then we're going to make those a lot smaller. So here you can see the difference in the size that I chop my peppers, the pasillas or the poblanos that are more mild versus the jalapenos, which have more heat. Now you might be thinking that's a lot of pepper for a pound of ground chicken. But what we want to do is we want to fill up on vegetables as much as we can. So we want this to be very vegetable laden. That is going to make it more healthy for us and yet give us the fiber, then the fullness and the richness that we need. Also, we're going to be putting in next our onion, and we're going to rough cut our onion. And here you can see we've just rough cut our onions. We don't need to make them perfect. They're going to cook up nicely. If you are a big fan of onion and you like the crunch, then by all means take some and reserve it to the side so that you can add it to your turkey taco bowl and enjoy that little extra crunch and bite that the onion has. If you just want the flavor of the cooked onion, then by all means get them all into the skillet. And that's what's up next. We're going to go ahead and get these all into the skillet and start rendering our onions and our peppers down. We're going to set our flame to a medium-low heat. And then we're going to go ahead and add some olive oil to the pan. And let's go ahead and get our peppers and onions in the pan. And we're just going to let those cook down and sweat out. If you listen carefully, you can hear this just starting to sizzle. And we don't want to let it get any higher than that. We just want to keep it at a nice, even temp. And I wish you could smell this because this alone will make you hungry. Just the smell of these wonderful peppers and onions releasing their aromatics. We certainly want to keep this moving after about 6 or 7 minutes. Onions and peppers are starting to get that little glistening look to them. That's just about where we want them. Now, you may do one of two things here depending on how much you're making. You could push all of your veggies off to the side and drop your turkey in, turn up the heat, Or you can wait till the vegetables are completely done, pull them out of the pan, put them away in a separate bowl, and then cook your turkey. You don't have to wash the pan in between, but it's up to you how well you want your peppers cooked, and if you have enough room in the pan to not crowd that turkey. So since we're making an entire batch today, I'm going to remove the peppers and onions from the pan and drop them into a bowl. Now let's turn up that heat to medium and get that turkey right in. We drop our turkey in. And then we can begin to break it up. I said turkey, but it's chicken. Now that we got our chicken in, you could use turkey too. These work fine with turkey. Let's get that cooking. We want to make sure that we are cooking that chicken down until there's no more pink left in the pan. So this needs a few more minutes to cook down before we add in our other ingredients. As you can see, I've moved it around a little bit and I'm breaking it up. Not a ton, just a little bit with the spoon. It's going to have plenty of chance to break up once we add everything else in. But I don't want to put anything else in until I know that the pink is gone. That means my chicken is cooked. Now I don't want to overcook it either. So let's go ahead and drop in our veggies. Look how beautiful that looks. Let's mix them all together. And already you can see what a pretty bowl this is going to make. A little bit more greenery than you're used to in a taco. And that's what makes it just a little bit more healthy to eat. And remember, we're going to be leaving out the shell. This is a taco bowl. All right, once we get our peppers and our onions mixed back in, what we are going to do is, our next step is to add in our seasoning packet. Now remember, you don't have to use this. It says it has 15 calories. It's got a lot of sodium. I'm just about sure that it does. If you want, you can make your own. It's no big deal. I like to just spread this right on the top. We're going to mix it in slightly, and then we're going to add 2/3 of a cup, I just can't see it that way, 2/3 of a cup of water. All right, we got our water in there. You can see it. I'm going to mix it up. And we're just going to let this all cook together for a few minutes before we add in our beans. At the very least, I like to drain the beans because look at all that stuff that comes out of them. Now, if this was chili, I wouldn't be so concerned. Now, if this was a dish that I wanted to have a really nice white color, then I would simply just turn on my water and rinse my beans. Either way is fine. It's entirely up to you. All right, now we can come back over here and see how our seasoning is doing. Our taco mix is cooking down nicely. And let's go ahead and get those beans added right in and let this cook some more. Doesn't that look beautiful already? Don't you just want to eat it now? It smells fantastic. Here is our finished filling for our taco bowl. Does that not look beautiful? Now we know we can take our bowl and we can put some salad and some cheese, some salsa, avocado, tomato, even a dollop of sour cream if you really are inclined, and you can have an amazing salad. Or we could simply take what we have here and we could put it in a family-sized container and set it aside for one of the next 3 nights. There we have our chicken taco bowl, beautifully seasoned, little bit of cheddar cheese, a little bit of avocado, a tiny dollop of sour cream, some store-bought salsa, a bag of salad, and some tomatoes. Very simple, easy meal prep that you can make either family style or like this in single bowls. And by the way, you can put this in a mason jar and bring it to work as a salad. Enjoy. So your choices are, you could save this for family dinner night. And if you want, let the kids have the tacos with the shells. And you could have the nice healthy salad. That's why I like this dish. It's flavorful, it's versatile, and it can now replace Taco Tuesday with a more healthy option.